Hello, everyone. A special welcome to you wherever you are in the world today. This is USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn KERBECK. I'm the president, founder, and chief listening officer here at our network. And our show today is a woman's prerogative. We have a fabulous group of panelists from around the world to talk about our topic today, which is staying positive during winter, motivation, self-care, and tips. And when we think about winter, it's not just the winter that's outside that affects us, the temperature wise, it's what's going on inside of our hearts when we're not feeling exactly peaked or we're not feeling filled with life or like a rose blooming. What can we do to turn it around? Let's welcome our esteemed panel, and we've got a special guest with us today as well. First, joining us from London, it's Dr. Madeleine Chan.
Hello. Hey, hi, Dr. Jacalyn. Hello, viewers, everybody. Hi.
Hi, good to see you. And joining us from another part of the world, it's Africa, JENETTA and the Epiphany Process.
Hello, everybody. Great to be back.
Hello. And joining us from a day later, where it is currently Tuesday, it's MARISKA from New Zealand. Hello. Good to have you with us. And also in the house joining us from London, it's Dr. DESZIREE Richardson. Hello.
Hi, everyone. Hello. Say hi. Yay. Super excited. Thank you.
And we have a special guest in the house. Thank you, Dr. Richardson, for inviting Maria Eduardo to the program. She actually will be a new team member very soon, as she has joined us as an elevated listener through the power of listening. And she is joining us from the Bahamas. Welcome.
Woo!
Woo!
Hi, everyone. Actually,
Nice
from
to have you with
St. Martin.
Oh, St. Martin. I'm sorry. You know what? I was thinking of Loretta, who's our other cafe, Noelle. She's in the Bahamas. My apologies. It's so good to have you with us, Maria. Thank you.
Thank you for having me as well.
Well, this is an exciting topic because it affects all of us at some point in life. It can be beautiful outside. It could be 85 degrees and sunny. Everything's perfect. But yet inside, we feel cold. We feel isolated. We feel lonely. So today, I'm empowering all of you wonderful women to share what you do to pull yourself through the doldrums of winter, whether it's weather or the winter in your heart. Before we do that, though, I want to go around. As always, I love to give you an opportunity to share a little bit about the work that you're doing and how you can bring value to our audience. Don't be shy, okay? Put it out there. People want to know, how can they work with you? Let's start with Dr. Chan.
Hey, hi everyone. Yes, my name is Dr. Madeleine Chan, and I love to help people to bring out their voices, to awaken their hearts so they connect to their purpose. And I also help to bring out their voice so that it can apply to anything of their life. And I really encourage people to sing about their lives, whether it's a celebration, whether it's something about saying goodbye to a loved one or saying the words that you didn't say, and also about telling your life story in a song. And I do that with Songs for You. .co.uk, which we worked with a few songs, which we do have the guests here today, actually. JENETTA Barry with World Jenny's Day with the Resolution song. That was for the World Jenny's Day charity. And we have Princess Dr. DESZIREE Richardson, where we worked with the Woman of Heart song as well. I'm also working with, we're also working with Dr. Jacalyn with her song as well. So what was I thinking back then, which is in 2023? Exciting. So that's what I do. And I also am the novelist of Star Child. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I don't think you can see it, but it's available on Amazon, which I will let you know about that. So yeah, it's a children's book. So that's what I do. And I sing. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much.
Blah, 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 blah.
You're also working with Mariska and me on the book
Listening
for
lazy.
Listening Lazy. So there you go. Thank you very much. Please do go over to Amazon and pick up a copy of Star Child. Let's go over to Jenetta Barry in the Epiphany Process.
Hello, everybody. I've already had a bit of a really special intro already from Madeleine. I assist people through the Epiphany process to step into authentic conversation that isn't filled with judgment and fear. So often we're concerned about what we say and do to our loved ones and even our work colleagues and clients and when we socialize as well. And this came about after I lost my 16-year-old daughter, Jenny, to suicide after she and I had an argument. And I realized if my internal conversation had been different, the outcome would have been different. And so that's the epiphany process. I've helped people all over the world through the most incredible circumstances. And then World Jenny's Day is a day that we've set up on the 10th of October because my daughter Jenny died on World Mental Health Day. And as Madeleine said, we launched the most amazing Song of Resolution this year on that website as part of World Jenny's Day with 58 other performers throughout that day. And it was hosted here on this amazing platform with Dr. Jacqueline in the background producing it. So those are the two things I do. And it's an honor and pleasure to be back here again today, meeting you all online. And yeah, can't wait for the topic to get going.
Thank you so much. And hello to our little furry friend who's joining us as well. Let us go over to our special guest, Maria. We can't wait to hear what it is that you do so people can reach out. Do tell us.
Yes. So my name is Maria Eduardo. I am an entrepreneur and also a Toastmaster. I have recently became the face of Women of Heart Awards International Brand Ambassador 2022. I believe in inspiring my fellow women to live their best lives each day. I also like to inspire and motivate persons who have been through difficult times, like myself. Most probably I would get the opportunity to speak about that. And so they too can be able to tell their story, during their daily lives, etc. So that is it for now. And later on, you will find out more about me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're thrilled to have you here with us today. Woo! Let's go over to Dr. DESZIREE Richardson. Woo!
Oh my goodness, I am absolutely grateful to be here once again. So I specialize in women's empowerment so that women can step out in their boldest, their brightest, and of course at their best. I also use my voice as a vehicle to convey positive messages across the world and use my platform to invite women from all across the globe to help heal the world through speech. Your face, your voice, and your message to the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Woo! All right, and going over to our New Zealand friend, Mariska.
It seems like we've now crossed all over the world, literally. And from my side, I work with specialists and leaders elevating their leadership within their environments. And this might be in a work environment or a home environment, as we are leaders in all spaces where we act. So that is what I normally do within my practice. And then, of course, as Dr. Jacqueline has mentioned a little bit earlier on, I am co-authoring with her and with Dr. Chan. So very excited about our next book that we are in the process of. And it's going to have some fun elements in there. So watch this space, literally. Yeah, and that is me, and I can't wait to get into our topic for today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And just so you know, our new book, The Amazing Adventures of Lady Ella, the Listening Mentor, is going to be released on December 14th. So we'll have more information on that. Let's give a big shout out to Leighton Benta. Hello. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, Layton. Wow.
And he has another comment. Our stories are truly relevant in everyday life. Every day is a new transition. Thank you. We also have somebody here with us. I don't know how to say your first name. Ladies with a Big Dream. Thank you so much for sharing and being here today. We appreciate you. All right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about how do we stay positive when it seems like everything's dark and dreary and cold and we just feel shut out. Who wants to start?
I don't mind.
All right.
Once again, just welcome everyone who are watching across the world, also on all social media platforms. I believe that winter, to keep a positive mindset during winter, is about the mindset. To me, winter is more of an atmosphere where you spend a lot of time cuddling because it's so cold on the outside. So you just want to stay in, wrap your hands around your kids. I mean, this is done like all year round, but for winter, this is the time where you feel like just snuggling up, under a blanket, having like a great movie time. I love to watch documentaries with my kids, and just to challenge and also to witness what the world needs and also what the world is producing to create that space in that environment for family. Whereas, summer's more going out on the outside and exploring, jumping up and down in the park and having that time to to sit down and ground yourself in the park and having that atmosphere of nature. But winter is all about staying in most of the times and having that special time with your family and your loved ones, your friends, and talking things through. I think that's the moment where you can share a lot of things that you probably were going through during the autumn, the summertime, and just exploring and seeing what's coming up next for the new year. So I believe it's about having that positive mindset and really embracing that moments with those special loved ones while you're spending most of your time indoors.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you. I love it. Who wants to follow on after that?
Yes, I knew it was going to be you, Mariska.
I'm going to go next.
Go for it.
And the reason why I want to go next is because I think what came up with me as Doctor was sharing is that winter is a time, whether it be external winter or internal winter, is almost a time of hibernation. I know as a species we don't hibernate. We don't go and crawl into a small little cave and sleep for the whole period. It would have been nice, but no, we don't do that. I do think, however, that there is some internal cuddling that takes place. And that is what winter is about for me. Whether it is an internal winter, so going through a tough time where we feel like it is cold and we don't necessarily feel connected, or whether it is an external seasonal change that's happening, that coziness, finding a way to create a coziness and a nurturing space for ourselves, I think that is what winter is about. And even looking at nature, that's the same thing that happens in nature. Trees go inside so that they can nurture their own inner beings first, and then in spring they come out again and show us what they did all winter long. And that is maybe a bit of wisdom that we can take from nature. And that's my thoughts on it.
That's wonderful. I love that. I love that with nature. For me, winter is about, making nutritious, wholesome soups, which give you a nice bear hug, you know, a tummy bear hug, you know, a warm feeling. Because if you don't have like family, like I don't have family living with me, so therefore, if you're on your own, you got to give yourself a bear hug, really. But at the same time, well, I got Teddy. This Teddy gives a bit, but actually he doesn't give a bear hug. No, he doesn't. But on the other hand, another part for me for winter is you've got to get out there because it's so cold. You have to keep yourself warm. So if I feel really like winter, the blues within in a mind shift, I put on the radio, I put on my favorite tunes and I dance. I just dance. I'm not good at exercise, as Dr. Jacqueline knows. I am the laziest of the laziest for exercise. But dancing to a tune, I am there. And your temperature goes up, you raise your vibrations, and then you know what? Whatever you were thinking, whatever you were feeling, kind of seems to disappear. So that's what winter is for me.
Thank you.
I'll be
So
next.
I would love to put my piece in here because I believe that everything that's been said up to now are wonderful, valuable list of tools that all help. So there's not one part that's the part to deal with this. But one of the things I have noticed is whether it's the blues because there is actual physical winter or there's a winter time within. I mean, both. There'll be a winter time within often where you're going through the darkness of a physical winter outside yourself, and then the winter inside steps in, that chill feeling of not being in tune and aligned with the world and yourself. And of course the same can happen even in the sunshine and the heat of whatever country you might be in that might not be in winter. As you can see, I'm not in winter. And for me, it's been a big lesson, and people I help all the time who step into those zones of feeling wintry, is to understand that it's absolutely okay to feel the way you feel and to allow it, because so many people go into a place of saying they shouldn't be like that and judging themselves that they're incomplete when everybody else is feeling upbeat. And it's not true. First of all, we all have our moments. In fact, it's the ebb and flow of life. We all have it. And when you allow yourself to feel down, I call it the allowing and the wallowing. So you allow yourself to feel that and say, this is fine. This is appropriate for this time of the ebb and flow. It's the ebb time, and it's okay to feel. In fact, it serves. It's a bit like Mariska was saying, when you go into hibernation, that feeling of feeling blue and low is part of that hibernation. So when you can embrace it and understand that it has a lot of value, and it's in that time of feeling not so upbeat and not being in the flow, that some amazing things can happen when A, you allow it, and B, you put it through. So I call it allowing it. And there's always a moment where you've realized you've gone from allowing into wallowing. And the difference is when you go into wallowing, you start feeling sorry for yourself. Allowing yourself to feel blue is just going, this is okay. There's nothing wrong with me in feeling blue. Whatever the weather, whatever the circumstance, I'm not judging it and shutting it down and pretending that I'm okay. And to me, that is the very first big step. When you go into wallowing, then you go, oh, I can feel it's me going, I feel sorry for myself and if only, and I wish, and it should be, and it could be, and it ought to be, and all those ought to, shoulda, woulda, coulda statements then hold us back in that place. So the moment I feel myself move over into that wallowing part, that's the time where I go, okay, so what am I getting out of this fallow season? And then using that to move me through to the flow part, knowing that I'm going into preparation for the next ebb. And that's what farmers do. They bring in all the foodstuffs for the ebb time in preparation so that one can sustain, and then start planning for the flow time again so that they can bring it back in to use for the ebb time. And it's exactly the same for our emotions and our thoughts. So that's the first step I always step out with first.
Wow, profound.
That is impressive. That's a big step.
That's a big step. Jeanetta, I'm digging your dress and how it matches the background. Very nicely done, my friend.
Thank you.
We do have a comment, and this is directed to Chan. Dr. Chan, this is to you. I have kids who are talented in music. How can we reach out on Push Child Foundation Uganda? So maybe
okay. Yeah, Nuwagiri? Is it Nuwagiri? Yeah, please reach out to me, and we can, it would be great to do some collaboration. We can talk about doing some collaboration for, because I work with kids, and Star Child is also a musical. And yes, absolutely. Please, I'd be honored if you reach out. MadaleneCarrollChan@gmail.com. Yeah, you can find me there. But
right
thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. Wow. So, Maria, I'm going to go over to you.
Yes. So for me, winter is a little bit different because where I come from, we do not have winter. However, during those periods, if I am feeling down, what I would do is situate myself among positive persons. Then, of course, I have the beach all year round. I will spend a lot of time at the beach with family members as we have a good time. I also instill in myself that if I'm feeling down, it's okay to cry. It's okay not to be okay. And when you can instill those things in your mindset, then you can most of your lifetime have a positive attitude where you can, share that, extend it to others. So basically, in my down times, I will do the beach. I love to listen to music. I love to involve myself in positive things. Thank you.
The beach.
Thank you. Fantastic. So lots of really soulful, powerful, transparent shares there. I really appreciate it. I'd love for us to talk a little bit about some personal self-care things that we do. If we look at the body, the spirit, and their mind, right? We were talking about a lot of things that maybe tapping into our soul or tapping into our frame of mind. What about the body? How do you keep your body prepared for the freezing cold weather or those down times? Those times when you're just sitting and possibly eating a gallon of ice cream by yourself, or if it's me, it's rice pudding. You just keep going, right? You just feel horrible about yourself. How do you pull yourself out of that? No ice cream eaters or rice pudding eaters here, I can see. Okay.
Crisps.
Okay.
Crisps. I have bags of crisps. I can't help it. I'm a crisp lugger. Yeah.
Now, is it crisp a potato chip? What is a crisp?
Potato chip.
Potato chip. Do you call it crisps in America? You call it potato chip.
Chips.
Chips. Because chips is like fried potatoes in oil.
Yeah,
chips.
French fries. Yeah.
French. Oh my gosh, it's like a different language.
So you're not feeling good about yourself, or something happened during the day, and all of a sudden, we actually have a program that we're going to be discussing our relationship with food and our emotions. But when we start to go off the rails and we use something to really stuff our feelings down, it could be food, it could be any number of things. How do you have that awareness that you're out of control, and what do you do to get back in control?
For me, crisps, I get a sore mouth. I eat them and eat them until my mouth is so sore. It's like saying, hey, can't take any more in. So my body tells me for crisps.
Yeah. Too much salt, right?
Too much salt, exactly. And fried food on the mouth, it gets really dry, and like cuts.
So then what do you do after that? Do you punish yourself? Do you then just talk bad to yourself? I hate you. Why would you know those crisps? What do you do?
I never talk to myself in that way, but sometimes I just go and rinse my mouth out with salt water, and then I take another bag of crisps.
So you just keep going. So you don't eat.
Just keep going.
Okay. Just keep
until
going.
I'm bloated. And I go, okay, that's it. I can't do it anymore.
All right. You know that you like your crisps. Who else wants to share their guilty pleasure? Yes.
I think it's much the same with me. What I was saying with mental and emotional, it's the same, because as you say, I call it the trilogy: our body, our mind, and our feelings. And again, if comfort eating helps you to get through that time, there's a time for it where you nurture your body and eat what you want. Or that's how I find it. So I'll give that time of allowing on a physical level, until I can feel I'm doing it because I'm again gone over and I've clicked over into that place of wallowing with my eating. So and when that happens, then I can then start going, okay, I've had my time of allowing myself to have whatever it is I want, the ice cream, the crisp stroke chips, or whatever it is, and I go from there. And I have noticed that it comes to a point where if I do go into the wallowing with the eating, it gets so uncomfortable that it pushes me into doing something, because I cannot go on living like that. And then I start doing something about it. And I've noticed that that's in more recent years, I've made that decision of going, I'm in wallowing. Whereas before I used to just get stuck in wallowing, and then it was like,
I love the authenticity. Thank you so much. I have a quick share, and then we'll go around. About a month ago, I had a colonoscopy, and he said I had to go on prednisone. And of course, anybody who knows about prednisone knows you're going to gain weight, you're going to be swollen. And I've gone on it a number of times in my life, and I can actually look at pictures and go, yeah, prednisone. So anyway, I had this big discussion with him, and I said I wasn't happy about it. I wasn't going to do it. I didn't want to gain weight. And he said, well, this is your health. It's your choice, but I'm putting you on for 6 weeks. So I was so mad, and I went from mad to wallowing. And finally, I just decided to come up with a plan so I could feel like I had some control. So I set my watch to 600 calories a day. It's usually 500. And I decided I would work out 3 times a day. And of course, prednisone makes you hungry so that you eat more. So now I'm working out 4 times a day. So anytime I have a minute, I'm outside, I'm jogging, I'm doing hula hoop twirls. But the point is that I went from anger and wallowing to coming up with a plan, and I took action, and I still have, I'm still on the medication, but I have a plan, and I feel better that at least I'm doing something about it. And I went away from the anger and the wallowing. So thanks for listening.
I love your action plans, orientated mindset, Dr. Jacqueline. I think for me, something that I have noticed especially with eating, it's almost for me seasonal, in the sense of not every year I go through it, but periods of my life I go through it, where I'll be really good with food and then not really good with food and then good with food again and then not really good with food again. So when I'm in that not really great space, I'm still working on ways of improving that time period, and possibly as combining a little bit of what JENETTA said and what you said, getting into you know what, it is what it is, it's fine. What would be my acceptable limits, so to speak, within this period? Still accepting the period, right? And then having an action plan towards that. That would most probably move me faster into the better times with food. So thank you for both of you sharing. I am applying it in my brain at the moment as we go. So yay!
Yay! Thank you.
So
Yeah, it sounds to me as though you're dealing with the ebb and flow all the time, and that's very normal and natural. So well done. And over to you, Maria.
Thank you. So for me, I love to snack. I love to snack on sweet stuff. So when I see my weight, because I'm very much conscious about my weight, I would then start to eat in between the salt stuff and think that there's a balance. But of course, I'm fooling myself, but that's how I do it. Then I would go as far back as when I was 120 pounds, when I tell myself I can eat when I want, where I want, how I want, and it doesn't make a difference. But after the babies, then you see all this weight coming on. You have to be very conscious of what you're eating, when you're eating. So I try to balance it with the sweet and the salt, but it's not working.
Well, thanks for your honesty. It seems like there's a theme going across here. Dr. Richardson, what about you? What's your relationship with food?
Oh my goodness. Up and down, because my weight loss, over the past couple of years been just on and off, up and down. So I tend to, for my comfort, I tend to order like late night food, and it was a bad habit for the last couple of months, and I had to ground myself and say, you know what, I have to really go on some fasting. And then I went on fasting for I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then the weight was coming off so fast, and I got scared. I was like, oh my God, am I getting too skinny? I started to get worried, and then I went back into the habit, thinking I was getting too skinny, and then start to to delve into food again. And then when I look in the mirror and I see a little roll of fat coming back up in my, because normally I would check my back, and then when I see there is no lines at all or no any rolls there, then I was like, wow, the weight is coming off. And then I was like, oh my God, am I losing weight too fast? And then it triggered me again, and I thought like, oh my God, just go and eat something. And then when I woke up in the morning, I look in the mirror, and then there's this little roll of fat coming back. I was like, oh my God, I have to now program myself to not to think that I'm going to be too skinny, and just lose some weight, and, cut out the late night cravings for, it could be normally like a pizza or some garlic bread or just something, and I would just, watch some late night stuff, programs, and maybe just do some work as well. So I do consider now really, really working on my weight loss, and really having being focused and being consistent. That's what I need right now. And to also help me with any moments where I'm feeling down or feeling because it's normal for a human being, because the energies that we surround ourselves with every day, is normal for us to have that moment where maybe some negative energy come in to attack us, and then we just have to, and what I do to let it go when it comes in, I don't give it any attention. If it doesn't need any attention, I don't need to attack it back, but what I do is I try to release it, because I feel it in my tummy. and then I release it. And also what helps me to heal from any negative energies, because it's normal for us to be attacked by anyone, any place, or any situation. And what I do is I call it my champion song on. So this song is a song that I love so much, and I do love saxophone, I love violin. So when I play these songs, it just reminds me, the importance of, self-love, self-care, and appreciation. And music is nourishing for our soul, and can bring that spark of enlightenment, for us to, walk through the day with positivity. Once our mindset is embraced with that beautiful song and one of our favorite songs, and then we can, have that special time to really consider ourselves. Yeah.
I love the idea of the music. Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah.
It's powerful. It's amazing to me. We're from all different parts of the world, and yet we're constantly fighting about our weight, about what we are eating, aren't we? It just never seems to go away.
Absolutely. I've got to say, Dr. DESZIREE, Princess DESZIREE, honestly, that late night eating, snacking is so easy to get into, especially if you're working on the computer, or you're just working in the evening, and even if you're on social media, you end up back here, snack here, there. I'll just put garlic bread, eat garlic bread. But and the thing is, for me, the weight goes on flabby arm and my belly. Oh my God!
Don't show us, please. Stop. I have to stop.
I'm not going to show you my belly. Don't worry. I'm not going to. Don't worry. I know that you. Allergic.
Can I ask you, Doctor?
You have an allergy.
Can I ask you, Dr. Madeline, and maybe the rest of the panel? So when you all notice that you're putting on the weight, where does it show first? Where do you see it?
The belly.
My belly.
Stomach. Yeah, below the belly button.
Yeah.
Some people in the face as well. Yeah.
No.
I find when I lose weight, I lose it in my face first.
Yeah.
I'm finding now I'm in my 60s, my face stays pretty standard, and it's my hips and my belly where suddenly I'm very aware in Swahili. It's or Kikuyu, actually, in the Kikuyu language, I'm known as a shosho. And I look at myself in the mirror and go, oh my gosh, I'm this old granny, I'm this old shosho, because the hips are there, and I'm not used to that. And that's where it's changed. And definitely I can say that my metabolism has slowed down, and I need less food in my 60s. And getting adapted to that is something I'm still juggling with, because I love my food. It's like, no, I want that.
Yes.
I'm also a lover of food as well. Seafood is one of my favorite, things to eat. I do love seafood. Oh my goodness, I will eat a lobster at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I do love a lot of seafood. But also, I just want to share this with you guys as well. I think sometimes the mirrors fooled us. Do you believe that sometimes the mirror can fool you? Like 1 minute, you go to a different mirror, you look a bit bigger, then you go to another mirror and you look a bit smaller. So sometimes the mirror can fool us, and also a mindset, because we get up in there with the mindset of thinking like, oh my God, I'm actually looking big. And that's what you're going to see in the mirror, because sometimes that do happen to many people that I know. When you woke up in the morning, you just go to the mirror and your mind is already programmed to see yourself as a bigger person, and that's exactly what you see. So sometimes it can happen this way as well. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Dr. DESZIREE. Absolutely, because working with people with eating disorders, the ones that think they're fat see themselves fatter than they are in the mirror, and the ones that think themselves as thin see themselves thinner in the mirror, and there's a direct proportion when those perceptions in the mirror are in the extreme. So an anorexic person stands there and only sees fat, and a very obese, a morbidly obese person stands there and sees slim. So absolutely.
I have to jump in here because I think we're just opening the Pandora's box on this. I feel like this is a huge topic that we need to discuss. So I will invite you all back next week to continue this discussion about our bodies and how we see ourselves and our relationship with food. And it's interesting. I'm 59. I've always had issues with the way I look. I always see myself as heavy and fat and disgusting. And so I work out to excess to try to get rid of those feelings, but it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. So clearly I have a problem. So the point is there's something we all struggle with, and we're here to just provide education, hope, and inspiration. So thanks for doing that. We're going to close out the show. I just want to go around quickly. Please let people know again how they can contact you. Dr. Chan.
Yeah, you can contact me, anybody, if they go on to madalenecarolchan@gmail.com. You can always find me on LinkedIn as well, Dr. Madeleine Chan, and you can go on to songsforyou.co.uk, where, I'm sure that we can, please contact me if you want to have a different life.
Thank you so much. And our guest who commented before is going to email you. Carol will send you an email and love this show. Well, thank you. We love that you love this show.
Thank you, Nicole.
JENETTA.
Well, you can contact me at theepiphanyprocess.com if you'd really like to work more on what we're talking about. I've helped many, many people. The important thing is that you relate to me and to the process. So if you'd like to find out more about the process, do contact me at JENETTA, JENETTA, at theepiphanyprocess.com, or go and visit theepiphanyprocess.com website. And of course, if you'd like to know more about World Jenny's Day, which is such an heart-opening day on the 10th of October every year, then worldjennysday.com, WORLDJENNYSDAY.com.
Thank you so much, JENETTA. And our special guest, Maria, how can people reach out to you?
Yes, so you can reach me at my email. I realized I put the incorrect email, so you can reach me at mariadeduardo@hotmail.com, or you can also find me on Facebook at Maria Eduardo. And just to say, be mindful of what you eat, when you eat, and how you eat.
Thank you. Maria, will you please go over to private chat and put the right email address if you want people to contact you? That would be fantastic. Thank you. Dr. DESZIREE.
Please do get in contact with me by visiting my website, www.DESZIREE.com. So that's DESZIREE.com. Also, you can follow me all across social media platforms, LinkedIn, Dr. DESZIREE Richardson, Facebook, DESZIREE Richardson, and all social media platforms on Instagram. Let's connect, let's vibes, and let's see how we can, make the world a better place for all of us to live, so that we all can feel valued, respected, and loved. Thank you very much, and put love in all you do. When love wins, the world wins.
Thank you. I want to put up Maria's email address, so please take a look. This is the correct email address for her. Thank you. All right, and over to you, Mariska.
Ooh, okay. So contact information for me is Mariska at journey2discover.com. And if you're not sure about the spelling of my name, it is MARISKA at journey to discover. Nice and easy. Then you can also get hold of me via LinkedIn, and I would love to connect. Let me know that you found me here on USA Global TV, so at least I know where you are dialing in from, and I would love to start a conversation.
Thank you
I
very
just
much. I
love
love the
you,
energy.
Mariska. I
The
do.
energy of everyone.
So I
So
love it.
thank you to our audience for participating with us. And please do reach out to each and every one of these women. You can find them on social media. They're making themselves available to you. They have value that they can bring to your lives. You're never going to know unless you make the effort to contact them. And we will be back next week looking a little more deeply into why we are torturing ourselves about our weight. Okay. We'll just start there. Thank you for
Bye-bye,
being here
everyone.
today.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good
everyone.
morning.
Bye,
Good afternoon.
ladies.
Bye.